Hello guys, welcome back to Bayonetta. I know it's been a while since I last posted anything. It's been about 6 weeks, over a month or something, I don't know. Anyway, to explain that, I was on vacation, so that was real awesome. But now I'm back. Back with a new game. So we're playing as Jeanne. Jeanne, as you may remember, we unlocked her by getting a Platinum award or above on each chapter on normal. And we were playing through in the hardest difficulty. Non-stop, infinite climax. You get that by playing through the game on hard your first time. Now, for the most part, I will be cutting out most cutscenes, because they're pretty boring to watch most of the time. But I will be leaving just certain snippets in. So yes, in non-stop infinite climax you can't get witch time, and that makes the game pretty hard your first time. Particularly your first time playing through, say with Bayonetta, your very first time from normal to hard, you start to rely on witch time as a bit of a crutch, and especially with Bayonetta, her witch time is so easy to trigger that this mode makes it pretty difficult your first time. But yeah, non-stop. In essence, it's pretty much exactly the same as playing through the game on hard, apart from the lack of witch time, basically. So yeah, as the same with hard, you'll get harder enemies. Really gotta get that one out. Harder enemies introduced a lot earlier. Enemies also do a lot more damage on this mode. If you can imagine the amount of damage done on normal, the amount of damage done on this mode here is 3 times as much. That's a lot of damage. So for reference, I think one of these attacks at the moment will take away about half a health bar for Bayonetta. The thing with Jeanne is that she also gets more damage taken from enemies. 1.5 more. So actually one of these attacks will take away about 3/4. What else? On non-stop infinite climax, enemies, I feel they don't really get staggered as much. Like, you can punch them, but they won't react. I felt that on normal that if they were attacking you and you punch them, they would react to that. But in this mode here, they don't really do that. They just keep on attacking. Also, the game mentioned that you don't get witch time in this mode. That's a little bit of a lie. Little white lie. You can actually get witch time using a couple of accessories. One of which we've already seen, the other one which I haven't shown off yet. And I will be doing that later on. Basically, one of them is Celine's Light. Celine's Light, I did buy that one in the normal playthrough, I just never used it. But the general gist of that one is that if you equip it and you get hit, it takes away some of your magic and it triggers witch time. However, as far as I can tell, the witch time triggered from Celine's Light is pretty much useless because it only lasts maybe a couple of seconds. So by the time you react to the attack, you won't be able to do anything with witch time really. But I will show it off because this is going to be, at least this playthrough, I'll be showing off everything I didn't show off in the main run. So here's the first instance of harder enemies. Grace and Glory, hello again. You can pretty much treat these guys like gracious and glorious in this mode because of the lack of witch time. And they're honestly not that hard to deal with once you know their patterns. Oh, and by the way, one of the attacks from these at the moment will pretty much take away all of Jeanne's health. Real fun. So, Jeanne herself Jeanne pretty much handles exactly like Bayonetta, except that she gets infinite dodges. That being the main difference. And you will see me abuse the hell out of the infinite dodging. What else? She also gets her own voice acting in this. Done by the lovely Rage Lizzle. I hope I am saying that right. She gets her own taunts and her own torture summons, but in cutscenes she'll still be playing on Bayonetta, unfortunately. She also gets a slight change to her health bar. If you notice, which you probably don't, she gets a slightly different health bar from Bayonetta. One with a slightly red tinge as opposed to a black tinge. So if you're fast enough, you can keep the combo going between these stages. However, at this stage, Jeanne just simply doesn't have the arsenal. Doesn't have anything in her arsenal to be that fast. So yeah. It's not really an issue though in non-stop because the combo rank is pretty low. A lot lower than on hard anyway. Hard is actually pretty hard. Also, I find playing with Jeanne honestly pretty easy because, while with Bayonetta her witch time is really easy to trigger, with Jeanne's witch time is a real bitch to trigger because she can only trigger it using her Moth Within. And as you can imagine, it's really hard to do that reliably. So in the end you end up just becoming really used to playing without witch time, I think. It becomes less of a crutch. Oh yeah, kick the doggy in the butt. Yeah! So ideally here you want to try and bait Fairness into running into a wall so you can hit him. But like Fairness is wont to do, he won't cooperate with me. Also, you may note that I am doing a fair bit of a taunt offsetting. Basically, it's the same as dodge offsetting, except you don't need to hold down the button during your combo, you just press the taunt button. And you can offset your taunt. Offset your combo. That's because in test recordings I had a fair bit of trouble getting the platinum rank for this game, for this verse. Speaking of platinum rank, you may notice that this is taking a sweet ass time to finish. Just first one. That's because, well, the maximum platinum rank for this verse here is about 8 or 9 minutes, actually. So I'd like to imagine that developers did this intentionally, so if, say, some crazy person did want to play the game fresh with a new character on the hardest difficulty, I don't know who'd do that, honestly. But they could get platinum. Because they're obviously a huge Spurg Lord. So while in the cutscene it shows that we get witch time, in actuality that isn't the case on hard and non-stop, because guess what? We get to fight a bunch of Grace, I believe these ones are called. Fight a bunch of Grace and try and do torture attacks with them. And yes, just showing off there that you can rotate the camera during certain torture attacks. This one is one of them. I have no idea why you'd want to do that though, because honestly, you're too busy rotating a stick to do it. But just something they put in, I guess. So yeah, I'm abusing the hell out of the infinite dodging here, because these guys will hound you. And it's really hard playing through this with Jeanne on a fresh playthrough without your wicked weaved guns, because it's really hard to earn magic with her. With Bayonetta at least, when you dodge an attack you will get 1 orb of magic, and if you dodge using a bat within, then you get 2 orbs. Jeanne doesn't get that. Jeanne only gets magic when she uses her moth within. So while she can still dodge attacks, she won't get an orb of magic from her, so it makes earning magic with her a little bit slower. So to help with this, or at least to help with playing on a harder difficulty, the developers have put in little purple butterflies. So when you kill enemies, you'll get a bunch of halos and a little purple butterfly. If you remember that thing, purple butterflies regenerate 4 orbs of magic there, as you just saw. 4 orbs of magic. And it really helps with this, because otherwise it'd be a real bitch otherwise. But nothing too hard, really. You notice that I didn't use the torture attack against the fairness. That's because, well, if I did use a torture attack, then I would not have enough magic to basically get the combo rank on this. Sorry, time ranking on this. And yeah, I suppose leaving these cutscenes in is incredibly indulgent. But I just love anything with this woman, and 2 times is way better.
Don't break these, 'cause they're one of a kind.
Sometimes you get some very interesting model differences between Jeanne and Bayonetta. One in particular stands out. I will be showing that one off. You can get some pretty hilarious cutscenes because of that. But yeah, pure platinum again. Let me know, by the way, if you guys don't want to see a pure platinum run. I will be trying to show off a little bit things a little bit more comprehensively this time, so we'll see how that goes. But just let me know. And just, on the map, we get our own little doll. Pretty neat stuff. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.